Like redefine that version of success. Literally reframe your life. It's all made up anyways. You can literally do what you want.
You're listening to Speak Mother, a podcast about reclaiming your voice, your identity, and your truth inside modern motherhood. I'm your host, Shannon Warner. Let's get into it. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I am excited to welcome my friend and guest, Kimberly Scanlon. Kimberly is a storyteller, micro consultant, and Minnesota mom of two with a background in mental health, often describing herself as a psych major gone rogue. She's passionate about the human side of work and life, helping people navigate hard conversations, workplace dynamics, and those, am I overthinking this? Moments with empathy, clarity, and honesty. She is currently launching her podcast, Meaningful Conversations with a Mama, where she creates space for real stigma-reducing conversations and reminds people that their stories truly matter. When she's not deep and meaningful conversations, you can find her crafting something creative or sipping an iced coffee, usually both at the same time. Please enjoy this conversation with Kimberly Scanlon. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Friends, this conversation is well over a year overdue. Kimberly sat with me in, I think, January of 2025, and we had a conversation then, and it was a very charged time. I do remember feeling very, heated, and I think it was a good conversation, but as we are always evolving, I don't think we're the same people we were that many months
for
ago,
sure.
right? So
Right.
I'm so excited to drop in with you today. And Kimberly's another one of my internet friends that I love to talk about because people are probably like, Shannon, get some real friends. I do have a few, thank you, in the flesh. But we connected and I looked at it last time we talked, and I think it was maybe 2023 we connected on.
That sounds about right.
On
Yeah.
Instagram. And we just started hanging out. We just started chatting and DMing, and it's just been really fun that the universe has brought us together.
Yeah.
Because you're in Minnesota, I'm in Michigan, not that far apart, but would we have ever bumped into each other in real life? Probably not.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about our first meetup, and it was very podcast verbiage oriented before you even started yours. So it's that was where the dreams were coming from. I felt like back in those days. And
Oh my gosh.
Now look where time has brought us.
I remember that conference. That was a long time ago. That was many moons ago. And we were talking motherhood and panel discussions and what could we do? How could we collaborate? All these things.
We didn't have a reason. We were just let's go on Zoom, face to face and meet each other.
Yeah. Oh, I have goosebumps. That's so funny. I'm so proud of us too. Look at how far we've come. Oh my gosh. So one thing I love about you is how you are choosing a different path. I think a lot of us think, especially in early motherhood, it's stay-at-home mom or it's working mom. And those are the two avenues, and there's nothing in between. And you have chosen a different path. And how long ago was that? A year?
A year and a half ago at least. Yeah.
Yeah. And you've been really open about it the whole time, which I love. I love that you're openly sharing because I think people need to hear it and see it and realize what else is possible. So I would love if you'd share a little bit of your back, because of course I know, but I'd love if you'd share a bit of your story here so people can get to know you and where you've been and where you're headed.
Yeah. So I was working in a quasi-governmental agency for almost 10 years. And there were so many things that were coming together all at once. The job was no longer aligning, and I didn't know how to identify that. So it was sitting in my gut, I'm doing good work. So I worked in aging. I was helping businesses grow and sustain their aging services. It's feel-good work. It's community development. Human servicey, just feel good stuff that I should like as a person with a psychology degree. And it just was no longer aligning. And that ball in my stomach was so big and I just didn't know how to identify it. Also, at the same time, the job, and maybe not so coincidentally, was growing more toxic. So much so that I would say I completely lost myself. And I look back now and I'm like, how did I just survive that time? And I remember waking up every day saying, this is just life. Sometimes things really suck. And it's a period of life, it's a phase, it will pass. And everything was so terrible from a toxic work environment that I knew I had to invest in myself and figure it out. I saw an ad on Instagram for a program with a hypnotherapist. She was in Costa Rica. It was not like me to do anything like that. And so I went through this program where you essentially find your purpose, and had some hypnotherapy sessions where I could see where this pattern of toxic workplaces was coming from. And without a backup, I quit my job. And I just had no job for literally 6 months. And I had to recover my nervous system, my mindset. Like I use the word brainwash because just basically lack of a better term, but I literally had like I didn't think I was hireable. So, I have a psychology degree. I worked in mental health and aging for a total of 20 years. I, was director status, I was regional status, I was government status, and I still sat there and thought, no one will hire me ever again. And that's how terrible it was. After my funds started dwindling down, I was like, I'm just going to get a part-time job at my local hair salon where I get my hair cut. I'm going to work at the front desk. I'm going to make a lot less money, but I'm going to be able to pick my kids up from school when they're done and not have after school childcare. And I'm just going to coast for a while. And that's what I've been doing for a year and a half, having that balance between work and a little bit of income and my children and being a mom. And it's awesome.
Yeah, you seem so happy.
Yeah, it's working. It's working out.
Yeah. I have so many things to say because I remember my dad always being like, work sucks, that's why they pay you. And listen, I found this man's tax returns after he passed. No wonder he was able to sit with it because he was getting paid very well.
Right.
Like, of course you were able to say that. Like, you also had a boat and 4 cars and a motorcycle and a nice place to, like, okay, right. So telling that to me at the time, I was a teacher and I was like, I'm making $30,000 a year. Oh,
Right.
and then I got my master's degree and I made $35,000 a year. Like, okay,
Right.
yeah. So we grow up, a lot of us with boomer parents, with that kind of soundtrack running in the background of like, how dare you even be unhappy? Like, oh, people have so much worse.
Absolutely.
But then I watched this man die at 67 after working in the trades, using his body for all these years. And it's like, he died a couple years into his retirement and it's broken me. I'm like, fuck all of that. No, thank you. Like, if I am miserable, I'm not doing it anymore and we'll figure it out. And Kimberly is proof. I am proof.
Yeah.
And we're okay. We're okay. So you have a choice.
We are. My hypnotherapist was always like, everything is figure outable. And you can hear that and take it in and say, yeah, I guess, like, whatever. But when you let it happen, it really is. Like, I remember her telling me, you're not going to let your family starve. Like, you can go to Subway, Dairy Queen, whatever's in your town. You can still have a job and you won't let your family starve. You'll make your payments.
Yeah.
Is it your dream job? No, but you aren't going to let yourself, lose your home or whatever, because that's who I am.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need someone else to shine that light to you. And I know if you have been climbing the ladder, you're probably hearing this and going, what are you talking?
Yeah.
I would never. And I felt that way once too. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back. I'll never say never, but the culture has to change dramatically for me to ever consider going back into a corporate position.
100%.
Like, I would rather have 3 part-time jobs than do that anymore. because it is so toxic. And I think it's by design. I know there are much smarter people out there who know a lot more than me, but like, there is a reason that your healthcare is tied to your job. Your entire sense of family security is tied to your
Mhm.
workplace. That is a benefit to your employer. That is a benefit to the capitalist society when you're just like, well, I have to. What else am I going to do?
Yeah. And my husband has really good insurance through his job and he's fine where he is. So I'm like, cool, I'll have yours for the first time, and we'll let you carry that while I carry a little less. And
Yeah.
I've never been like a ladder climber. I've always been in either nonprofit or, never made a crap ton of money anyways. So I was just like, at that organization, there was nowhere else to go. I would have had to retire in the same exact position.
Uh,
So it was time. It was past time. And yeah, and it made sense. And when I was off for 6 months, I was like, I can never go back to anything remotely close to what I was doing. I can't. I
mm-hmm.
can't. My gut knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, hair salon it is.
Which sounds so fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's positive and negative to everything, but I mean, I'd much rather be in that space where people come in and they leave feeling so good and like
Yeah.
that's high vibe. That feels good.
It is. The funny thing is, the people that had issues with me at my last job, I really just don't think they could stand like my cheerfulness and my perkiness and just being like a high vibes person and walking in polished and like, hey. And now I get paid for that. So I'm like, cool. I can just be perky up at the front and welcome you in and give you that 5-star experience that we go for. And like, that is who they're paying me to be. And that's
Yeah.
perfect.
It's so interesting because I think years ago, if I encountered someone like you years ago, while I was like in my building, my career era, I'm like, huh, like, I wonder what her background is. Like, I wonder why this is what she does. And now I'd be like, you look so happy. You look
Yeah.
like you're enjoying the hell out of your experience. And I love that for you. You know what I mean? It's like some of
Yeah.
us, we have our own shit that we project onto other people. But
Mhm.
it's fascinating when you start to
Yes.
unravel the pieces and peel back the layers and you're like, do I actually believe that, or is that just something that I've been conditioned to think?
100%. Yes. I think a lot of the people, I'll just call them my bullies. I think I had things that they wish they had in them. And it took me a long time to understand that. And that's where I kind of just like forgive now because it's nothing to me anymore. Like, I see people from my old organization look at my LinkedIn all the time. And I'm like, here I am. I'm not giving you any information that you want, but here, yeah, you're still in my business. And
Yeah.
I have completely left. And I'm like, I wish you well. Peace be to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it's nothing to me anymore. And that is a huge leap for me because I cared so much about what they would think. Like, oh, you're at a hair salon? Because it was always this like, well, I have a master's in social work and you just have a psychology degree and like this hierarchy thing. And I'm like, dude, I trained you when you got here. Like,
Well, and
sit
let's be
down.
real. Like, I like no disrespect to social workers because that is
Yeah,
very
none.
intense work. But like coming from a helping profession similar to social work and education, like
Mhm.
your master's degree doesn't mean that suddenly you're landing six figures. Like, I'm
No.
sorry, the culture at large does not actually value the work that this sounds so shitty. And I mean this with all the love in the world. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like,
Mhm.
look at how much they pay you. They
Yeah.
don't value your contribution the way it should be valued. So to get weird and like
No.
high and mighty on someone else, like, babe, we're
Yeah.
in this together. Like, we're on the same team here.
100%. Yeah. And I think that's, the people who were looking and chasing the money and the climbing. And I was always comfortable. I just wanted to pay my mortgage
Right.
and like go on a family vacation here and there and
Yeah.
go camping. And like,
Yeah.
I was totally okay with that life for the rest of my life. And I understand that that's not always what people want. And if you want your big fancy things, go get a girlfriend.
Yes.
But I am totally fine in my humble abode with, my car that's however many years old. And yeah, I'm just good.
Yeah. Well, in deciding like what do you actually want? And if you want those things, amazing. But do you
Yeah.
want them because you genuinely, truly in your core and soul want them? Or do you want them because you think it's going to make you feel better? Right?
Yeah.
It's never the
Mhm.
thing, it's what you think the thing is going to make you feel.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's such a good point. There are so many people that also need to invest in themselves, because when I say invest in myself and getting a random hypnotherapist from Costa Rica, I mean, I dug into my ego and my healing and opened up my eyes to things that it started a whole spiritual journey for me. I'm over here now with tarot cards and, trying to figure out the sun and the moon and like, yes. And I'm good with that. Like, I'm not saying, no, that's the way everyone needs to be, but I've gotten to figure out the side of me that was missing and just be open to things that I wasn't open before. And especially within myself, just like, who are you? Why do you do that? Why are you saying that? Why are you feeling that? And I don't think there's anything wrong with getting to know yourself better so that you can do exactly what you want to do in life.
Yeah. And that can be really painful when you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I've been digging in and doing the work, and now I don't know that anything I've built is in alignment with what I actually want. And like,
Yeah.
it's honestly no fault of your own because you're just
Yeah.
following the pattern or whatever was prescribed to you. I can't imagine if I had like a family of doctors, like, oh, you're going to be a doctor because that's what we do. I don't, I feel for families like that or children of families like that where they don't feel like they have a choice or any autonomy in their decisions. But again, it's like, get good grades, go to college, get the degree. I mean, at least that's what we were sold as millennials.
Yeah.
That's what we were sold. And then we're like,
Mhm.
I'm in
Now
crisis.
what with all my debt? Yeah. How many years with my degree, and now I'm dead set on never going back. And it's like, my 9-year-old actually just said, I don't think I'm going to go to college. And instead of talking about it, I was just like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you have plenty of time, but that's fine. Like, I'm not making a big deal about
Yeah,
college or anything after school.
I so
Like, you're
agree.
9, but
Right. I know. Whereas my dad, it was a symbol for him. He went into trade school, which,
mhm,
back then was like, oh, I went to trade school.
mhm,
Dude made green money, like I said. But
mhm. Yeah.
I will never
Ha
throw
ha to them.
any shade at trades because they're needed now more than ever. But for him, it was a sense of accomplishment that I went to college. And I remember him telling me when I was 5, you're going to college. I was like, I don't know what college is. But
Right.
our kids are similar ages, right? And I have the
Yeah.
same conversation with my 9-year-old who has definitely been here before. Like, this is not her first go round. She is so smart, so wise beyond her years. And she said the same thing. She's like, what if I don't want to go to college? I was like, that's cool. I want you to
Yeah.
do something to continue to grow. And we can talk
Yeah.
about what that looks like when we get there.
Absolutely. Those firstborn daughters, right?
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
My daughter's been here before too, for sure. And even my youngest, she's about to turn 5. She's like, I don't want to have a baby. And obviously things could
Yeah.
change throughout her life, but I'm like, some people don't.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to just like, I don't know, foster them where they're at, because we had parents and grandparents that didn't allow us to think freely. It was what it was. You go to college, you get married first, you have to get married first, and you have these babies, and life continues.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, we don't know what you're going to think or feel, but if you think that right now, that's fine.
Well, and who knows what the world will look like, good, bad, or otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
At the rate at which things are changing is wild, wild. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And what will college look like, and what will jobs look like? Will AI take over? Like, who knows? I don't know. I don't know. But all we can do is foster who they are and who they're becoming in the
Yeah.
moment.
That's healing too. Everything is like when I can give them what I feel they want and need in that moment. I'm like, pat
Yeah.
on my back.
Yeah.
Good job, mom.
Yeah. And I want to say kudos to my mom because I feel like my mom was a free thinker. She was an entrepreneur for a while, and then she ended up in corporate, and then she did the corporate thing, and like, but like
Mm,
she has been more of a free spirit too. So it's been interesting watching that growing up, and now kind of being that for my own kids. It's like, huh,
yeah.
fascinating, fascinating. So when I was working, the last job I was working, and I think that's part of the reason I paused the podcast, was because my husband also worked at that company, which is weird.
Mhm.
We've done that a couple times now. But I felt like I couldn't say the things I wanted to say because people that I worked with knew I had the podcast. And it's like, again, when your security is tied to it,
Yes.
double in our case, right? Like our family's entire security was resting on that company. So I was really mindful, and I just felt myself like shutting down. I felt myself muting myself. And I was like, I can't be who I want to be in this space, and that's not doing
Yeah.
anyone any good.
That's such a nice point to bring up. Like my parents were actually really great too. And my dad did throw out things like marry a doctor.
Oh yeah, just as easy to love a rich one.
Yeah, not gonna lie. Like I look back and I'm like, I don't get mad at people who marry for money because in this economy, I just get it.
Marry for love in this economy? I don't know.
Yeah, like what? I'm fine marrying for love, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not mad at the people who have not chosen that. So dad, maybe you had a point, but sorry, you didn't go that
Yeah.
route. But still I felt the pressure even outside of them in society in general and just how things naturally worked in the world with your work and like kind of shrinking. I keep wondering, is that like a millennial thing, or is that just a woman thing, or is that like this age of internet where, because I feel that too. I'm like, I get embarrassed and I don't sell anything. I don't have a business that I'm marketing. I don't have like, I don't create content, and I'm still embarrassed to show up online because I fear certain people seeing me, like very specific people in my head. And it's like, what is that? Where is that coming from? But same with the job. Oh, you're like, I
I
know
love this. No,
exactly.
I love this. I love this so much. Continue your thought.
My old job, I used to be terrified because I'm like, how do I tell my story and name things like abuse without blaming? Because I'm over it, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
in certain ways. Like the story needs to be told.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm terrified of people coming at me because I mean, we all live in the same ish area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oof,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, and that's probably why I never started
Yeah.
my podcast yet.
Ooh.
Is it's like I'm trying to figure out how to be seen, ooh, and all those things that come with it.
It's good. It's good. Okay, so I've done a lot of work around this. So I fully appreciate, like I said, when you're in a work environment, like feeling the need to tread carefully, right? Because that's your sense of security, your sense of safety, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you don't feel safe, you can't ascend above that. So I get
Hmm.
that. And like, if you don't want people saying or talking poorly about you, don't give them something to talk about.
Yeah. Don't be a dick if you don't want someone to come on and say you were a dick.
And your being a dick does not obligate anyone else to behave in any kind of certain manner, right? So I
Yeah.
did when I started like promoting my business, which is still a sticking point for me, but I went
Mhm.
through and like unfriended hundreds of people on Facebook. It was like people from high school that I
Yeah.
had stayed at Facebook friends with over 20 years. And I'm like, why
Yeah.
am I doing this? Like, I
Mhm.
don't actually care what you're up to at the end of the day. If you're hanging out in the background is what's
Mhm.
keeping me from posting, I'm not going to do that.
Mhm.
And you
Yeah.
can go as far on Instagram or whatever, block the fuckers, block them,
Yeah.
find them and block them. And if they want to make another
Oh,
account to find you, they're creepy and weird and that's on them. That's not you. That's not
yes.
you, right? Like, is it a millennial thing? Is it a woman thing? Is it our sense of safety as women? Da 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 da. Are we always on the defense? I think we are. I think our nervous systems are constantly on the defense. But I'm just in my like, fuck them. I don't care anymore. I don't
Yeah.
care. What is it? What is it doing? How is it serving us?
No, it's so true though, because it goes back to that whole piece of like, there's something in you that if they truly want to creep around and find you, that is them searching for something. Like you're just living your life.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to say that when I'm looking at you, being like, yeah. And then I have to like turn the finger around and be like, start, just start.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you surround yourself with people, which I think we're getting I've been doing this for a couple years. I think you're getting good at it. It's just like people who are gonna be like, hell yeah, girl.
And if it comes down to our internet friends,
Yeah.
so be it.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah.
I've been able to form healthy boundaries because of this visibility thing, an issue. Like I still claim it as my own thing because a lot of the things that pop into my head, I'm pretty sure are paranoia and just like intrusive thoughts about it. But there's also reason to believe these things to an extent as well without confirming them. So when you're like, oh, she hates me, or she doesn't want to see me post, or she thinks I'm doing dumb things, or whatever it is, I can't confirm that because I don't sit and have the conversations. But it's like something in you is telling you that there's got to be something coming from that other end that's showing you that. And so I've been really working on my boundaries as far as my energy goes. And instead of worrying about it so much, I'm just protecting my energy. And what I've noticed is that it gets lonely because you can tell people are wanting that energy and they're really trying to take it from you. And when you stop allowing them to grab it freely, it just gets lonelier. Like you think in your head, oh, they'll just appropriately change and the relationship will get better. And it's like, no, they've fully backed out. There's no relationship at all because you're not giving them what they want. They're not able to suck that from you anymore. And it's
Yeah.
just this weird thing that I'm still trying to process through because I have peace,
Yeah.
but I'm also like sitting here with crickets around me and
Yeah.
talking to my internet friends instead.
Yeah. It's like there were some relationships that have died because I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized I was the one reaching out. I was the one making
Yeah.
the point to connect. And when I stopped, it died. And that's hurtful. And it actually
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean anything about us. It means everything
Mm-hmm.
about them. So I know what you
Mm-hmm.
mean about protecting your energy. But if someone's like, Kimberly, what are you talking about? Can you say more about what that looks like in practice?
Yeah. I think for me, I have just always been the person to go above and beyond to make everyone feel comfortable. So if I know I'm going to be around someone whose energy has shifted, I would normally like start the conversation, make it familiar, be cheerful, pull it out of them to make it like how it normally would be. And now I just sit back and I can be totally nice and kind and present, but I'm not going to be the one that gives you what you need for your comfortability.
Hmm.
You can sit in this discomfort. The fact that the chatter, me, is not chatting, that's not a me issue. I'm
Right.
just sitting in what I need to sit in to feel peace because it's not peaceful for me when I constantly give you what you need and take from me and I make you comfortable. That makes me uncomfortable. And so I'm kind of just backing off. And I've always been this extrovert and like, people, I love you, like out in the clubs, like with my friends.
Yeah, the
Like,
bathroom girls.
yeah, I'm a bathroom girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, come sit with us and you can dance with us and we'll have shots together and we'll do this. And those times are gone, let me tell you. But the energy of me is still there. But I gave so much. Like, same as you. I was the one getting things together. I would get girls' nights with party buses and like come to my house and we'll have a fire in the backyard before we go somewhere and like come take all of me, take my things, take my food, take my house, take my backyard, take my money, whatever you want. And then it's like
Aw.
I had babies and I was like, I think we're all taking times to ourselves right now. And then I'm like, oh no, they're out without me. I'm
Oh.
just taking time to myself. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I get it. I get it. I need to pull back because I've given so much just for the sake of like being that girl's girl. Like
Yeah.
my friends make my world go round. Sorry, husband, but like
Yeah.
for me, it was always like the energy of the
Oh,
sisterhood.
yeah.
And so now it's like, you can invite me in your home if you would like to, but my invites are closed for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're used to being that girl, even just pulling back, that's
Mhm.
uncomfortable. And I think with any change we try to make, like when you have been doing the same thing the same way for so long and then you decide to stop because you think it's going to feel better, it's not going to feel better at first.
Mhm.
It's going to
Yeah.
feel worse at first.
It's
I'm so
awkward.
sorry, but it's worth it. It's worth it to
Mhm.
see it through because you owe it to yourself to be in your highest integrity to yourself and your highest alignment.
Yeah. Yeah, all the givers need to receive at some time. And even though like giving is some people's like love language, you still have to have that discernment of like how that works and like how much is too much, or like when do you have to draw the line of like, I give, 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 I don't receive. This isn't actually a relationship. It's just like a benefit for you.
Mm.
I'm not your insurance. I don't give you benefits.
Oh, the insurance barely gives benefits too, but I hear you. I
Yeah,
think there's
right.
something to be said though, if someone finds themselves as a giver, like, why are we giving so much? Is it coming from
Mhm.
a pure place of want, or is it, and I'm not saying this is you, but are you looking for something in return and you're hoping that something's going to be
Mhm.
reciprocated? Or are you looking for validation? Are you
Yeah.
looking for thanks and praise? And none of that, again, not saying that's you. There's nothing wrong with any of that, but like,
Mhm.
is there something else behind that? And I know there are people who are just genuine lovers and givers, and that's
Yeah.
just how they are. But I think a lot of us, especially women, are like, well, if I do this, if I do this, if I do this, then I'll be
Mhm.
needed. Then people will love me. Then
Yeah.
people will appreciate me. And
Yeah.
that's not actually the truth most of the time.
Yes. 100%, because my natural ability to love people and give, I had to also dig in between and see the bits and pieces that turned into like people pleasing or over giving, or like, taking my energy and depleting me. There were bits and pieces that like streamed over. And I was like, ooh, that's just bad habit for me if
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now I still feel, because I kind of feel when I was younger, I had this abundance mindset. Like, I don't care if I have $2 in my bank account, I will buy you McDonald's at the end of the night after the bar.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I was. So it's like, let's just live our last $2 together. And now, like, through little pieces of life, because you deplete yourself, and other things too, like, I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, now I'm in this scarcity mindset because I was even thinking, I've worked 20 years in nonprofit life where you're scrounging, boots on the ground, you don't have enough. And even those tiny things have flooded into my life where I'm like, I have to save everything. I can't give. It's other people's turn. Like, I need to just barely hold it together. And so, yeah, the past Kimberly was so abundant and like, it's what it is. And now I'm trying to get out of that scarcity mindset so
Mm,
they can, in a healthy way, be Kimberly the giver again.
yeah. Yeah. Well, they say if we're talking like money, like money is just energy, right? And the tighter
Yeah.
you hold on to it, and which
Yeah.
when times are tough, my friends, trust me, I
Mhm.
know we've had some seasons
Right.
over the last several years, but it's like, can you release a little bit? We had something happen a couple weeks ago where I was like, you know what? This is a universe size problem because I don't know where that money's going to come from. I
Mhm.
this is
Yeah.
beyond me. I'm gonna be Delulu because I don't know what else to do. And you know what? Freaking divine intervention showed up because
Yeah.
it was a solution that someone else may not look at as, but for me, I was like,
This
what?
is it.
Like, whoa. I had a
Yeah.
need and it was filled. You got to be a little Delulu sometimes and just
Yeah.
trust. But I know it's hard. The scarcity and especially when
Yeah.
everything around you is like the economy is shit and everyone's losing their
Yes.
jobs and nobody has any money and the billionaires and
Yeah.
this and that. And it's like, can we just kind of like a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people don't always recognize those divine interventions.
Yeah.
And it's really nice when people do. Like, I think back at, so, I quit my job. I was off for 6 months and still paying for full-time daycare, thinking I was going to go back to full-time
That's the
work.
whole thing.
That's a whole
Yeah.
thing. So I'm sitting there getting terrified, but I'm also in freeze mode, being like, I can't have a job right now. My nervous system's not ready. And so, yeah, so when I go down to part time, I'm at like a quarter of the income that I used to make. But then all of a sudden, my daughter got accepted into preschool. And so we left the expensive daycare, at home daycare situation and went to a much cheaper preschool situation. And it was like, oh, this is working out. Like the one thing that was draining us is gone.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to, like you said, like, it's like in the hair industry where like the back of the head is not my issue. Like, see it.
I love
As
that.
long as my sides look good
Right.
from the front, like
Right.
the back of the head is not my problem.
Oh, that is such an amazing metaphor. I love that so
Yes.
much. Which is funny.
Yeah.
I've been curly girling since January, which is very unusual for me, but I'm like, what's going on back here is not my,
Yeah.
mm-mm,
That's nope,
nope,
none of my
that's none of
business.
my
I can't see
business.
it.
That's none of my business.
Mm-mm,
But I think it's so true. And like, the how is not our problem. The how is not our problem. The how is not our problem. Right?
mm-mm,
I
mm-mm.
think we are in such a time now where everything can feel so absolutely insane that, like, why don't
Yeah.
we try a little Delulu on for size?
Oh, 100%. Like, you don't think me quitting my job in the first place, like, it wasn't a one day thing, too. Like, I had essentially a panic attack through an email I read because it was so toxic and it was becoming so bad. And then I was crying. I took a picture of myself crying that day because I was like, don't go back, don't stay here. Like I need to look at that picture and just remember how I felt today. But I was like, this means something right now. And I text my husband and like, can I quit tomorrow? He's like, you could have quit yesterday.
Oh,
Like I was like, okay, done. I texted my boss. It was a Thursday. I said, tomorrow I'm putting in my notice. I'll give you 2 weeks, but I want no contact with my boss whatsoever. So I had a very quiet 2 weeks. I did as much as I could to finish up and I left peacefully, even though they didn't deserve that from me. And like that was Delulu in and of itself. Like I had no plan
yeah.
at all. And then just to be off for 6 months and then go part time at a hair salon, like what is happening in life? Like
Right. Right.
you just have to give it all chances. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, like 5 years ago, would you have ever thought that that plan would have worked out? You were like, okay, I'm going to quit
Never
my
thought.
job. I'm not going to work for 6 months and then I'm going to work at a hair salon part time. Like, that won't work.
Who are you? Yeah. I used to hear people say online because the algorithm was working for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so brave when you quit a toxic place. And I was like, that's not brave, that's privilege. Because I was like, you clearly have the money to do so. And I never thought in a million years. And I do think it's different for solo living people,
Agreed.
100%.
Agreed. Yes.
Can't always do that. Am I making any money? Not how I used to. Are we fine? Absolutely. But my brain was telling me before, you can't do this. You can't go down to one income or one and a half incomes. Like that's absolutely delusional
Yeah.
itself. But let me tell you, friends, you will make it work and it can work. And somehow it's like we're not living any differently, which is insane
Yeah.
because my brain had to change too. Like I'm not out shopping all the time or buying crap for my kids. I'm honing in on the grocery list and things like that. But the universe also worked for us in that our camper was paid off, our cars are paid off, our mortgage is so low because I bought 15 years ago when the
Yeah.
world was different and it
Yeah.
was my first home. And so it was cheap and affordable. And like, we're just coasting in life right now. And, nothing but a prayer and a whatever.
Look at the way younger Kimberly, though, like looked out for future
Set myself
Kimberly.
up. Yeah,
That's amazing.
I
That's so
know.
good. And I'm a little jelly.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, not everything is working out.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I wish that I had enough money to go on 2 vacations this year? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're even going on one in a couple months, like that is privilege too. And like I want to be able to buy my friends drinks when I go out, or like not that I go out. Like I want to host something again and like be that giver that I once was, but
Yeah.
in a protected way. And when it's time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has to, like, it feels aligned on some level. You're like, it's good. It's fine. Like, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And I think
It's
that's another
good.
thing. Like, we are allowed to transition. You're allowed to give
100%.
yourself permission to transition. And your right now doesn't have to be your forever.
Yes. I did a lot of inner work with like, what does success mean to me?
Yeah.
Because like, what am I going to say when someone's like, oh, you're still at this regional governmental entity? And I'm like, no, I'm at the front desk at a hair salon. And they're like, what? And to me, like, there's not much difference. It's actually so much better. Like I'm in this amazing environment with creative people. It's been such a healing thing for me as well, just to be around women specifically who aren't bullies and abusers to other women.
Yeah.
That has been, it's like a lesson. It's not just my job, it's also a lesson.
Yeah.
And I'm like in real time still learning and still moving through that, the lessons that I opened up for myself by leaving in the first place.
Yeah.
It's all intertwined.
The never ending learning. If that's the thing, you open up the can of worms and you're like, oh, another opportunity to learn. Here we are again.
Yep,
Here we are
back
again.
at it.
I think I've told you this story before, and I know I've told it on the podcast before, but in 2023, I had been working on a job that was very toxic, very difficult, and spent way too much time there, and definitely undercut my earning by staying there. But it was like, it's fine, it's fine. Anyway, got to a point where I was like, enough is enough. I'm done. And I had a planner that was like, make a promise to yourself today, flip forward 6 months, write the promise there so you can hold yourself accountable. And it was like, I forgot the exact date. I think it was like February 18th. And I was like, I will leave my job by my birthday in June. I'm declaring it. I will leave my job by my birthday. That'll be my birthday present. I got laid off at 5 o'clock that day.
Yeah.
Out of the blue. Out of the blue, right? I didn't even know they were doing layoffs. And I was a manager of my department, and they were just like, you're gone.
Bye.
Bye. And I was like, I just gave you 8 years of my life, but okay, thank you. Which made me a dinosaur there. It was one of those companies. Anyway. And then, so I was forced to look at the stripped back layer. Okay, I just lost my income. And I was very proud of being a working mom. No shade to working mom, but I was like, I wore it like a badge of honor. I'm a working mom. Look at me.
100%. I got it all.
Yeah, like look at me doing all the things, So then I was no longer a working mom. I was an unemployed mom, no income. And I was like, who the fuck am I? I literally took my college diplomas off the wall. I let my teaching license expire. I hadn't taught in years. I'd been out of the classroom for 8 years. I finally let my license expire. And I was like, who am I without all of this? And I just had to sit with it. And it was so uncomfortable. But now I'm like, I'm enough. The title doesn't mean shit. The money doesn't mean shit. Like who I am, who I feel like I am, how I feel when I go to bed at night, like that's what matters more than any of the other stuff.
And we don't think about that stuff enough as humans because there's so much pressure to be all these things. It's like, screw that life. Screw that getting up and spending your entire freaking day there. And all they do is give you a crappy paycheck and not enough perks. And you pay for your parking or your phone or whatever it is. And like, screw that.
Yeah.
You call that success? Like, and no offense to those corporate baddies, like we were saying, do you, because you're the ones that are made for that.
Yeah.
And you need to be there. Me, I realized I'm not meant for that.
I'm not either.
That is not my genetic makeup.
No. I admire the women that are for it, especially the ones who know that they're in their highest alignment. Because again, some of us are just like, this is what I do, and have never paused long enough to question because they've not had time to do anything, right? Every single day is scheduled to the minute. I admire the women who have figured it out and it is in their highest alignment. Go off, queen. Like, so proud of you. Like, please be in those boardrooms. Please be running these companies. Like, I am cheering for you. And I'm not wired for any of that.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like, I look at doctors and I'm like, I love helping people, but no way. Thank God you're doing it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because I'm not going to do it.
So glad you're there. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for everything you do. But
yeah,
it's not going to be me.
But we all just subscribe to like, well, this is what we do, right?
If you love putting on your heels and getting in your Ferrari and making $1 bajillion, which absolutely sounds amazing, but the work that they do for that and the time they put in, and they're putting in 12-hour days and all this stuff, like, I am okay sliding on my sandals with socks, letting the dog out leisurely in the morning, whatever it is, like, it's fine.
It's just so interesting when we allow ourselves to pause, examine, and like, for me, I needed true, like, real life intervention, like things to happen for me to even do this. I don't know if I would have gotten laid off or if my dad hadn't died that I would be examining things in this way.
Yeah.
And I mean, those experiences at the time really sucked, but like looking back, I'm like, okay, I can see like in the tapestry of my life, like how this all comes together, and how life can look differently. And again, we're still okay. And no shade, like you said, to anybody. Like, if you love your career and you love your life, I love that for you, because I am pro-choice in every sense of the word. I want you to do whatever it is
Yeah.
that makes your heart happy.
We're supposed to have all kinds of people.
Yeah.
You go do that while I do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, there was another term that I found on the internet somewhere, and I swear I saved it, but I can't find it. And I have no idea how to explain it, but it was something along the lines of someone who isn't meant for like hierarchies and more freedom and energy and creativity. And I was like, that's me. I'm desperately trying to find the terminology. If anyone of your listeners if that rings a bell for anyone, like I would love to know, but it still resonates with me. The fact that there is a term out there and that there are really people who just aren't meant for like the hierarchies and the 9 to 5 and the structure that comes with that, because the structure is often so rigid and a lot of times, to be honest, abusive.
Yeah. I was going to say oppressive, but abusive is right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like a lot of people, they thrive on that. And so there are different types of people for reasons. Do they do everything in the best way? No. Is constructive criticism good? Yes. But like that makes sense why this last job was just so hard for me, because people were telling me what to do and it wasn't in alignment and my gut was saying no and it was performative. And I'm not someone that can do that just for a paycheck. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's not going to be me.
Yeah. I can imagine like previous Shannon listening to this and being like, what the fuck are you talking?
Right.
Must be nice. Oops. But like, can you pause to consider just for a moment, how much are you doing of your life just because that's the way you've always done it and that's what's always been demonstrated to you of like how you're supposed to do things? Like, what if you did what you weren't supposed to do for a minute? When you think about 9 to 5 in the history of the world, this is a newer construct, like a baby construct. Like, your great grandparents did not work a 9 to 5. Some of your
No.
grandparents didn't work a 9 to 5. Some of your mothers didn't work a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like, and now we're all killing ourselves over it. And back in the day, like, you could live off of that. I know this is a whole other conversation, but all to say, like, if it doesn't feel aligned with your truth, or if you pause and allow yourself to explore for just a little bit, like, is this actually what I want?
Yeah.
And what else is possible?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like redefine that version of success. Literally reframe your life. It's all made up anyways. You can literally do what you want.
That's my favorite. It's all made up.
Yeah, like I've never been so comfortable in a work setting before. And I'm answering phones and booking appointments and giving people some coffee and like sweeping here and there. Like past Kimberly would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you have a college degree in psychology. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And I'm over here just like 43 years old, perimenopause, a little crazy, 2 young kids, solo parenting a lot. And I'm just like, I'm just having fun, girl.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't think any of it's a mistake too, especially with littles, where you're just like, look what else is possible. Look what else is possible.
Yeah.
There are literally, like, influencers were not a thing 20 years ago, and now there's people out here just like living on vibes and views. Like,
yeah.
It's all
They
made up.
just live their life. They get up and they're like, look at me. I'm brushing my hair and I'm going to get $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Listen, pop off queen. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, not for me. Not for me. Love it
Not
for you.
for me, but I'm glad you can pay your rent that way.
Yeah. Right. Oh, it's so fascinating. I could talk about this all day. And that's what I'm just like, everything's made up. Like, none of it matters. Everything's made up. Literally. Go out and make up the best life for yourself. Screw it. Like, everything is on fire. If not now, when? Be free.
And if you do tap into your woo side enough, then you realize, like, this life is meant to live. And are you living when you hate your job, you hate your life, you hate your this, you hate your that? Like, I'm living right now the best I can and it's working out. Will it stay this way forever? I don't know. But I'm not even worried about that right now. Like, let's do what we came here to do, which is have this experience. And why does mine have to look like yours? And why does yours have to look like theirs? Like, I just like give permission for anyone to do whatever the hell they want
Mm-hmm.
because there's literally no reason not to.
Right?
It's just all do what you want.
Right.
Do what you want.
Right. Just pause and consider, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
pause
Mm-hmm.
and consider what else is possible,
Yeah.
because a lot of us don't even give ourselves that. And I want to add too, like, do you think your universe, your God, your whatever brought you here to be fucking miserable?
Yeah.
No. No.
Absolutely
That's not why
not.
we're here. And it's
Yeah.
not like, well, I'm miserable 40 hours a week, but I love the rest of my life. That's not why you're here.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm. That's not it either.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. No, friend. Lovingly, no, friend. So take it from me,
Yep.
take it from Kimberly. Like, we have been through some things and we have decided, and we're okay. Like, no one is losing their house. No one's kids are going hungry. Like, we're good. And
Yeah,
we recognize the privilege in our situation too. We do. We do.
absolutely.
But
100%. I will never say that like anyone can just up and do it the way I did, but there's always a different way to do it.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I have a friend who's recently single and because of a divorce, but she's fucking doing it. She is killing it,
Yeah.
and she's like, I don't make enough, da 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 da. Oh, look, now she's got more opportunities for more hours at work. She is killing it. So I just want to
Wow.
encourage you, like, even if you are a single mother, like, you can do it. There are means.
Yeah.
I may not be versed in them, but like, tap into your network, tap into the people that you know. Like,
Mhm.
there's a way, because we are
Just be
destined for so
open.
much. Yeah. I could absolutely talk to you all day. But I want you to tell everybody where they can find and follow you, what you're working on, what's coming up, because it's all very exciting.
Yeah. So I am on Instagram. Nothing crazy over there, but I definitely started this account when I was kind of feeling that work pull in motherhood and realizing that it wasn't working out for me. So I'm at meaningful.mama. I'm also on LinkedIn, Kimberly Scanlon. I'm opening up a micro consulting business. So that's exciting. I'm just kind of starting to post on LinkedIn. Not my favorite place to be, LinkedIn. It's a little too professional and polished for me, but I'm there.
What if we go and disrupt the space, though? Because I keep saying the same
Yeah,
thing, but it's like, what else is possible?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm putting a little twist on it. So yeah, that's kind of where people can find me right now. And I have some things happening in the future that I said that I would say out loud on your podcast to hold me accountable. My own podcast
Yes.
has been in my brain for probably 2 whole years, if not longer. And I think it was timing. I really needed the time to accept it and be in a place to be able to do that. So that will be coming as well.
So excited. So excited. You know me. If a woman gets behind the mic, I'm like, hell yes.
Hey.
Hell yes. We need more of us. We need more of us.
Yeah,
We learn from
100%.
each other, right? So people are learning and connecting with your story, if it's on Instagram or if it's through a podcast. People are going to
Yeah.
hear this conversation and some are going to be like, she's crazy, never tuning in again. Peace be
Cool.
with you. Bless and
Bye.
release you. I wish you the best. But some people are going to go,
Yeah.
well, that was interesting, So, like, anybody, if you feel like there's something on your heart that needs to come out, please, somebody needs to hear it. That's not a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not shrink. Let's stop shrinking. Let's just keep raising with each other. Hail to the matriarchy.
Yes, yes. And there are women out here like Kimberly and I, like, slide into our DMs and be like, I need a little courage. I
Yeah.
got you. You can borrow some of mine. I got you.
Yeah. I'm just here to be like your cheerleader for now. And then, like, when I'm ready to get up in the pyramids, you can cheer for me. And then we're all good.
Oh, I love the idea of a pyramid with not like an
Yeah.
MLM pyramid, but like,
Yeah.
like
No.
sometimes we're the base, sometimes we're at the top. Oh, I
Yeah.
love
We
that.
got each other.
So fun. Kimberly, thank you so much for being here. I am so excited for what's
Love it.
coming and for you to continue putting your goodness out into the world.
Thank you for having me. Long overdue, and I so appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Speak Mother. If this resonated, share it with a friend, and don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Keep speaking your truth. I'll meet you back here soon.